Welcome to Intermountain Lifeflight's Landing Zone Coordinator training video. During this video, the topics we'll cover will include requesting a Lifelight helicopter, setting up a landing zone, responsibilities of the Landing Zone Coordinator, air-to-ground communications, recognizing and reporting landing zone hazards, assisting the helicopter crew members, landing multiple helicopters, and night operations including night vision goggles. When you call to request a Lifelight helicopter, you will be connected with their communications center. The dispatcher will ask you for your name, the name of your agency, and a callback phone number, as well as the radio frequency and call sign that the pilot should use to contact the LZCoordinator. They will also need to know the location of the landing zone, including any prominent landmarks nearby and the GPS coordinates if available. They'll also need to know how many patients are involved, and whether they are adults or children. It's important to provide the patient's actual weight if known, or your best estimate if no one can provide an actual weight. At the scene, the Landing Zone Coordinator will take charge of the landing zone. His duties include selection of the physical landing zone and the most likely touchdown area for the helicopter, the security of the landing zone, all radio communications with the pilot, coordinating and controlling the movement of rescue personnel within the landing zone, and assisting with the movement of the medical crew between the aircraft and the patient's location. The landing zone should be 100 feet by 100 feet, clear area per helicopter, with firm ground and no more than 6 degrees slope. Be sure to inspect the area within the surrounding landing zone for hazards such as power lines or cell phone towers, or other vertical obstructions, and report these to the pilot before the aircraft lands. The area within 50 feet of the intended touchdown point should be free of all loose objects such as cone markers, flares, garbage cans, or anything that might be kicked up by the downwash. Avoid locating the intended touchdown point too close to any hazards such as tree stumps or large boulders. It can also be very helpful to assess the surface of the intended touchdown area. If you can kick up a small dust cloud with your foot, that the conditions that can lead to a brownout may exist, and you should advise the pilot of dusty conditions. Also, for snow conditions, the depth and type of snow to prevent whiteouts and other landing issues. As the helicopter approaches the scene, the Landing Zone Coordinator will likely see or hear the helicopter before the pilot will see the landing zone. Help them find the landing zone by describing its type of ground cover and any prominent features nearby such as ponds, buildings, streams, etc. To ensure clear and concise communication regarding position and direction, a common frame of reference is essential. The clock method is this shared frame of reference, where the nose of the aircraft always points at 12 o'clock, the tail at 6, 3 is directly at the pilot's right, and 9 is to his left. In addition, the turn and stop method may be helpful. For example, he can say, Lifelight 9, hover 3 o'clock, or you are directly over us at this time, you're passing by us, we're at your 8 o'clock about 200 yards. After identifying the LZ, the pilot will often circle around and look for visible hazards. He may also suggest an alternative, more suitable landing site based on his aerial perspective. The Landing Zone Coordinator is the only one that should be communicating with the pilot at this time. The best position for the LZ Coordinator while the aircraft is on final approach is with his back to the wind, facing the aircraft's 12 o'clock, as helicopters will normally land into the wind. Be advised that downwash will create strong winds, so it's important to wear adequate eye protection and remove hats and secure any loose items. In the event that the helicopter is unable to land due to adverse weather conditions or other factors, it's important to keep in mind an alternative plan to get the patient to the hospital that does not involve a helicopter transport. Once the helicopter is on the ground, it will power down its engines and apply the main rotor brake. This can happen very quickly, and there should be no delay in escorting the medical crew members to the patient. While on the ground, the Landing Zone Coordinator will work with ground crews and air crews to help coordinate communication between the two. If it's necessary to approach the helicopter, always approach from the front or sides only. Never approach from the rear, even if the blades are stopped. In the event of a hot loading situation, where the patient is loaded while the aircraft is still running, wait at a safe distance from the aircraft until a crew member comes to escort you to the helicopter. Never approach a running helicopter unless escorted by a member of its crew. Do not open or close the doors of the aircraft or assist the helicopter in any way except as directed by a crew member. It's not unusual for ground personnel to assist in lifting and loading the patient, or to assist with keeping track and helping to carry equipment and bags as directed by medical crew members. It is critically important for the landing zone coordinator to keep the landing zone secure at all times, keep traffic and people out of the landing zone anytime the helicopter is present, taking off or landing. If there is a need for an ambulance or other vehicle to approach or pass close by the helicopter, a ground guide must be provided to guide the vehicle past the helicopter's main rotor blade, and well clear of the tail rotor. If the scene requires more than one helicopter, the landing zone coordinator is charged with keeping radio contact with both air crews and securing a large enough landing area to ensure a safe approach path for each aircraft. Land the first aircraft near to the more seriously injured victim and load that aircraft first if possible. Whenever both aircraft are running, announce the movement of either aircraft over the radio to better keep the crew of the other aircraft informed. During night operations, the landing zone coordinator should be prepared for a request from the pilot that certain lights be turned off once the pilot has spotted the landing zone. Bright lights, especially white or red, can cause night vision goggles to automatically dim down to protect the sensitive circuitry from overloading, as seen in this example. This reduces the effectiveness of the night vision goggles and may force the pilot to remove them and land unaided. Clear communications, a secure landing zone, careful management of the movement of personnel and vehicles within the landing zone, and an understanding of the risks and hazards of helicopter operations will increase the safety of ground and air crews and reduce the time and risks involved in transporting seriously ill or injured patients to a facility that can provide the care they need. Many of the essential elements of this video are also contained in the Lifelight safety and security guidelines for requesting and landing a helicopter. If your agency does not have an adequate number of brochures on hand for your operations, you can request them from Lifelight by calling the number below.